This is a Nekko Media podcast.
What's your pleasure, sir?
Welcome, cinephiles and Cenobites. I'm your host, Annika P. Cinderella Hellborn, bringer of chains, fucker of faces, and Dan Stevens enthusiast, eggnogaholic. Yeah, all that stuff. Welcome to the show. Cinebite number 37. Another wonderful Ceno 6 for you with our guest, CK Thackery, filmmaker, writer, and friend of the show. The boys list off their top films that make your skin crawl. You know, chicken skin. Or films that creep you out. Some of these fools went outside the box and come up with some odd picks. Creepy minds and skin-tingling banter abound. Ceno 6.
The box. We came. Now you must come with us. Taste our pleasures.
All right, welcome to the Ceno 6. Today we got a special guest on this segment, CK Thackery. Welcome back.
CK Thackery, filmmaker, auteur, general creepy man. How's it going, CK?
Oh, thanks. Thanks, guys, for having me. Going great. Appreciate being on the show here.
Yeah, it's great to have you back after our fucking odyssey of filmmaker topics. But thank you for being on, that, I guess, the maiden interview with actual filmmakers. Not that we don't love crossovers or other podcasts, but it's just like two nerds talking about, oh, I love that Spider-Man. It's so good.
And very insightful, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Good, I'm glad.
So hopefully we can get a little more insightful, but this one is mainly for where the crosstalk and arguing and, blah, blah, blah is, this is the forum for it. So why don't you introduce yourself a little bit, Steve?
My name is CK Thackery, and I've been a filmmaker involved in film work for the past close to 40 years, so I'm definitely feeling it in my age. Now I'm based in Atlanta, formerly from Honolulu, Hawaii, and also
Hotlanta.
Denver. Yeah, and also Denver, Colorado. And all of them, except for Hawaii, really big film communities.
Yeah, really though. No, it's true. I mean, try to get anything off the ground here.
I'm sorry to say, yeah, but anyway.
They're like, just go work on Lost, but now just go work on fucking Hawaii 5-0. Like, fuck that.
Or Godzilla. Or Jurassic Park.
Or Godzilla, yeah. Right.
Actually, I would work on Godzilla. I'm kind of excited for that next iteration of Godzilla.
What is it up to now? Godzilla 30 by now?
Gotta be. I mean, that motherfucker can't die worse than fucking Jason and shit. And he's like 8,000 tons.
It takes a lot to kill him.
Fucking piece of shit.
Nuclear
I like
war.
that he's the good guy.
Yeah.
That monkey, though.
True.
Fucking don't trust monkeys. They're too smart. Oh, that last fucking War of the Apes, though, even though I fell asleep, fucking dope.
You did fall asleep at some crucial points, too.
I did.
That's his MO. That's his MO. And then he wakes up.
Oh, fuck. The family died? Like,
yeah. That's Mox's MO. He goes to sleep and he wakes up and he goes, God, that sucked.
That was the catalyst, Mox. That was the catalyst.
No, that's actually kind of true. Like, that actually is. Like,
it happened at Ghost in the Shell. It happened at Beauty and the Beast. Oh, my God.
I already saw Beauty and the Beast, so.
So he could sleep the second time. It was
Beauty and the
okay.
Beast is not.
He was riveted. He was riveted to Beauty and the Beast.
What the fuck? It tell his all the time. You know what I mean? So and and then he's running around the castle like Meatloaf. I was
it's true.
Like, all right, guys, she's coming back.
Yeah.
She's coming back.
Right on.
Oh, Lord.
Coming back. Keep the rose intact. So, So this was a brainchild. This topic was a brainchild of CK. So you want to introduce it, Steve? Let us know what the topic of this 6 is.
This topic is movies that are not horror related, but still make your skin crawl.
Ooh, like chicken skin.
Yeah, chicken
Very
skin.
much. Or goosebumps in the mainland.
Oh, I
Right.
like craw already. I like craw already. Ugh, so gross.
Yeah.
That kind of movie.
Sounds
that
like
kind of movie.
uncle. Yeah, Jay.
Well,
Uncle.
Uncle. Oh, uncle. Uncle.
crawling skin kind of makes me think of shingles. Don't ask me why, but
Oh.
No, it does.
Oh, okay. We're gonna take it there.
Yes, just for a moment. But we're back to reality now. Let's stick with the program.
What is it? Top six podcasts that make your skin crawl?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is number one right here.
Creepy guy Mox. Serial killer. Everybody block him now.
All right. So before
no, don't block me.
So before we get started, if you hear this, our picks are different.
And if you hear this, it means 2 of the 3 were the same.
And if you hear this, you hit the center 666 and all 3 match. Here we go. My number 6 is a Universal film that universally makes everybody's skin crawl, at least to my knowledge, and it is called Whatever Happened to Baby Jane.
Oh,
well, you told me about
yeah,
this. I saw some pictures on it. It does look creepy.
Yes, it starred Betty Davis and Joan Crawford.
Yeah, to Death Becomes Her. You know, they're just these aging hags who hate each other, and they're like basically trying to murder each other.
Well, no, I don't know. To me, it's way different. It's definitely one has the upper hand over the other, as Joan Crawford, her character is in a wheelchair. Betty Davis plays an alcoholic sister of hers that is unrelenting in her torture and sort of harassment of the poor girl in the wheelchair. And it culminates in a really bizarre and really distressing ending, which I'm not going to give away because you have to see it. It's why it's on my number 6 out of so many films.
I feel like it's on Prime
Great
or
film.
something, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, you can find it. You should be able to find it somewhere.
Yeah, it's old as balls, but it delivers.
It delivers, absolutely. Yeah, old as balls.
Actually, though, fucking Joan Crawford and fucking Betty Davis, they're both super dope. I mean, I feel like we barely have counterparts these days to that level.
Well, you need to see Dark Victory. You need to see most Betty Davis films are fantastic. Her early work kind of sucked, but that was older than Old Balls, so you probably wouldn't have any interest in those. But Dark Victory is great as well. So think about that one.
Well, I will. I'll put it on the list of probably some point.
All right.
Yeah, you're number 6.
Yeah. So for my list, I had to go and go foreign independent or like kind of fantasy surreal kind of stuff. But my number 6 though, it goes to it's none of those. It's Beetlejuice.
Really?
Wow.
It's the part where in the beginning
I love that film.
he eats the fly and the fly's like, "Don't eat me," and it's like so disgusting. And those scenes where he eats roaches like chips, that's just so disgusting. And that's the only parts I can't handle, and it's just too gross.
Actually, the one part of Beetlejuice that really got to me that I thought was really super gross was the light blue leisure suit that Ono was wearing. The big
The
big
fat guy?
dude in the the big dude in
The
the
fat gay guy of the 80s, yeah. Wasn't he
yeah.
also the same character in fucking Demolition Man? But now he had a kimono.
Yes, that was him. Yes.
That was the guy.
That was
Yeah.
the guy. that was the actor.
Like, fuck Otto. Get a new deal.
Get a new agent.
Oh.
Every fucking
Keep
time.
playing the same part. Yeah. Not good.
Well, and
Okay.
Now I just forgot an honorable mention. I should probably write that down, though. Hold on. Oh, it was a good one, too. Anyway.
Yeah.
So for my number 6, I have Ex Machina, 2014. Alex Garland.
Yeah. That gave you chicken skin? Really?
It did, because I feel like it's a sinister love story, that is set up for a naive idiot like Domhnall Gleeson and myself. I really thought she was in love with me, and then I get fucking murdered and trapped. Fuck you fucking robot.
I think he just gets trapped. Did you see that, Kurt?
Yeah, but essentially murdered.
I've started it and got about, I don't know, a third of the way through and had to stop for, I can't remember why. I was probably like on my way to work or some shit. Something happened where I had to stop it. So I'm going to revisit it because I like the effects work in it. The effects in it are great.
Right. It's really dope.
It's really
but unnerving. It's fucking unnerving.
Yeah.
I like the movie, but it is hard to watch.
Okay, well, I kind of like those.
Well, yeah, it's a psychological thriller.
Well, apparently this is your topic, Brutal.
Right. Preaching to the choir over here. Yeah.
Sang it. Oh, speaking of which, I just started watching Donald Glover's show, Atlanta. Not bad, not great, but not bad. Anyway, neither here nor there. Not creepy. Kind of funny how sad and urban it is. But yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay, so number 5.
Tell me about it. One that we talked about earlier in the other podcast was Cape Fear. That's my number 5.
Oh.
Actually,
the
both versions of that film, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Really,
very
creepy.
Yeah.
Robert Mitchum, actually, I thought was scarier than De Niro in the sense that he seemed a lot more pure fucking psycho than De Niro did, because I already sort of accept De Niro as a psycho, whereas Robert Mitchum was like the everyday man that was definitely
what I liked about
unhinged.
De Niro more was I felt like I was on his side more. I could relate to him more than Mitchum in the original. The original guy scared me, I guess, because maybe the aesthetic distance or just how much he just fucking really creeped me out. I felt like Cape Fear could be me to the extent should I have undergone the kind of shit that dude did.
Well, the difference too for me was Mitchum was more of a rapist, and De Niro was just more of like a monster, more like a nuisance and a harasser. But so the creep factor for the earlier version, I thought was, this guy is like really, really mean spirited and really, out there. So that was creepy for me.
Wow. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Who directed the original? Do you remember?
God, if I know, I don't really remember. I'll have to look that up. I'm getting senile,
I can just look it up.
It's got to be
now.
someone of note.
It's 62.
Fucking what his name? Scorsese wanted to take it up, right?
That was John Lee Thompson.
Oh God! See, no wonder I didn't remember. I don't even recognize that name.
I don't. Yeah.
It must have been a one-off.
I'm thinking
for him.
It's like his only good film or his best-known film. Then he went on to do like fucking stupid blackface comedy.
Oh, he did Battle for the Planet of the Apes and Conquest.
Wow.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah. Battle.
Interesting.
Actually, that's original.
But I mean that kind of speaks to his career though, because after the original Planet of the Apes, and they're just doing these, money-making sequels, they picked him to direct it rather than, the original director for Planet of the Apes, the first film, because that was a brilliant film, I thought. The first one.
It was. I actually liked those fucking sequels, even if they were cash.
No, the sequels, no, they were good too.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm just saying that's probably, where that guy's career was at the time.
Right.
He probably wouldn't. Yeah. He wasn't going to recreate Cape Fear. He just wasn't at that level anymore, I guess.
And he did a Death Wish movie, Part 4.
Oh my God! I actually.
What?
He did Death Wish 4.
Death Wish. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like the original Death Wish.
Yeah.
Hey, I just rewatched the original Death Wish. Fuck, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's.
And did you know the bad
pretty wild.
fucking Jeff Goldblum in his worst performance ever?
Yeah, this is true. Well, I mean, it was his first. It was
cartoony, rapey. Yeah, it's just like, oh my God.
You know what it reminded me of? What? You know what it reminded me of? Like, actually, all three of those actors reminded me of the Warriors. No, Warriors.
Yeah. But as raper guys, yeah. They're like, you know what? We can't get
Warriors. Come out and play.
I feel like they were doing all that dive talk while they was raping. Like, come on, man. Gotta get that cat and then rape this bird or chick or whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
Like, for real?
Yeah.
It's nothing. And then they're like laughing, like,
Yeah. Yep.
Terrible. But Charles Bronson was dope, though. I mean, I feel that was one of his more understated at the first half of the film.
Yeah.
All right.
And look, they remade it with Bruce Willis, and it's going to be horrible.
Yep.
It looks great, action and gore-wise, but they're missing the fucking point. Anyway, before we go there, that creeps me out. So,
number 5.
Yeah.
I have it's the 1986 post-apocalyptic film Solar Babies. Yes.
What?
Solar Baby?
You never seen that? No.
No. Sounds horrible.
So
missed my radar.
Sci-fi in general was horrible in the 80s.
It's starring
aliens aside.
Jason Patric and Jamie Gertz, right before Lost Boys.
Were both of them wearing spandex?
No, it was very it's very Road Warrior.
That wave bang.
But
good Lord.
Without so you take out the cars and you have roller skates. They're on roller skates in the wasteland. And just the thought
totally makes sense.
Like they're totally.
What better way to get around?
Right, they're skating in the wasteland, and but there's this one scene in the film where
we got to make it to New York. It's going to take us like 600 years to get there. But
it's actually it's actually the plot of like Tank Girl, where like someone's in charge of all the water. But
so like Road Warrior too.
Yeah, Road Warrior and Tank Girl.
Oh God.
But there's this scene where it's a torture device where it'll actually generate like the guy's getting like eaten by red ants, right? But it's computer generated, but it's like you feel everything. So there's a scene where he's just covered in ants and shit, and it's just
man,
disgusting.
that's kind of brutal.
Yeah.
That'll make your skin crawl when your skin actually is crawling.
Yes.
Okay, well now I know I never need to check that one out.
It's got Jason Patric.
Not that I would have.
Jamie
Gertz. Fucking title like Solar Baby from '86, but
and roller skates. So it's roller skates. It's like Warriors,
and roller skates. Like that's the
Road Warrior and Tank Girl.
That's the cream.
Yeah, but you know,
Tank Girl, Road Warrior, but with roller skates and Jamie Gertz. Horrible.
Each pair of those skates were tricked out to their own individual personalities. You know, they like each had their own like fly little Nike type logos, and you know,
oh God,
weird shit like that.
I'm team swipe guy. I was like, whatever. Swoosh. Fucking cash grabbing ass shit. So yeah, was the director anybody of note, like John McTiernan or something? He owed somebody a favor.
It was actually me. I directed that back then. And,
Nah, I think it was
you
kind of a
know, I've
one-off.
tried to
Solar made
distance
money.
myself. I've tried to distance myself from it, but you guys bring it back
That's
up
your
and bring
Alien
out
3.
the old. Yeah, it's
No!
fine. Skeleton in my closet.
Nah, that was actually just his second movie. He's only done 2, but I think he's just done. He's credited as a choreographer for He did Blazing Saddles, so he probably did that entire ending
Oh.
sequence.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
gonna
Okay.
guess. Yeah, but no, this is his. He only did 2. He did 2 movies only, and this was the second and last one.
His direct.
Okay, that's good. His second and very last film. That's good. Oh,
Jamie
okay. I think
Gertz?
we've ripped him a new one. Good Lord.
All right,
Okay,
Mox.
so for my number 5, I have the hold on, let me think of his name because he's fucking. Ugh, I hate him. The director. God damn it, he has a really
David
pretentious
Lynch?
British name. No, he's higher on the list.
Polanski.
Anyway, the motherfucker that.
Oh.
No, I actually like Polanski, but he's creepy like a fuck though. Anyway, the talented Mr. Ripley.
Oh. Okay.
I remember.
Why did it
watching
make
that.
your skin crawl?
Yeah. Well,
I hate all of those kind of movies, single white female and all that kind of shit, you know, where one creepy fuck is trying to like inhabit the skin and the life of another person.
his name.
And this one is even extra creepy because it's Matt Damon.
Anthony
Oh, yeah.
Minghella. That's his name.
Anthony Minghella, yeah. Ugh. Fuck English Patient and fuck Cold Mountain.
Oh yeah, he wrote that one, huh?
I think he fucking adapted the novels of all of them.
Yeah.
But fuck his 2.5-hour Oscar pieces of shit. Here's the plot of Cold Mountain. It's fucking Lord of the Rings without good stuff.
Really? That's all it is?
I'll wait for you, Inman. Inman dies. Oh, the end.
Damn it.
Somewhere along the way, the guy from Sons of Anarchy is a fucking albino. The end.
Wow. That was Cold Mountain. Damn.
And yeah, fuck Cold Mountain. Yeah, that was fucking Cold Mountain. Don't waste your time. You know, you'll never get those 87 hours back.
Damn.
Oh man, that's terrible.
So yeah, talented Mr. Ripley makes my fucking skin crawl.
All right.
What fuck, yeah.
Well, I have my number 4, which is I actually have 2 on my list from this same guy. This one is a Roman Polanski film called The Tenant.
Huh.
Oh.
The Tenant is, speaking of
I think
inhabiting.
I think you showed me that film, but I only made it through maybe like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah, fell asleep, woke up, and went, "Well, that sucked."
Yeah. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. But visceral, you know. I know there's an intellectual component that I missed, but it just made me turn too.
A little background on The Tenant is it was made in 1976 by Roman Polanski, shot in Europe, and it basically tells the story of a guy who's looking for an apartment, and he gets wind of this apartment that's available, and he goes up to take a look at it, only to find out that the previous tenant, had jumped out of that window, out of that apartment, into the courtyard of the building. And so he goes to visit her in the hospital with the girl that jumped had a friend who the apartment hunter didn't know. So they meet at the hospital, and they're both at the bed of this girl who's all bandaged up, and she didn't die initially, right? So when she looks at Roman Polanski, who plays the new tenant, she looks over at him and just starts screaming, and then the camera goes like right into her mouth, and it's just really, really creepy, just the whole way through. It's really.
They used to love to do that in the 70s, I feel.
Like zoom into
get right in the mouth of a screamer.
Yeah.
Well,
it may have been, but it was effective. I'll just say that. It was effective as a skin crawler kind of thing, non-horror skin crawler.
Mm.
Was Roman Polanski an actor first or director first?
He was a
no,
director
he was a
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's on his resume, like that. But he actually started with a film called the Fearless Vampire Killers.
Oh, nice.
That was,
Wow. He came
I
up from
believe,
the Nice.
and then he did Repulsion. And by the way, the Fearless Vampire Killers had another famous person in it named Sharon Tate,
who got married and murdered.
Right, who married Polanski, right, and was murdered by Charles Manson in real life.
Wow.
So, yeah. So that's kind of creepy. But it's nice. Yeah.
All right.
Can you say fucking roll? Oh, actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, I don't think you showed me the Tenet. You showed me Repulsion.
Did I?
I think so. Yeah, that sounds more familiar. I knew you showed me something about Polanski that was just repulsive.
Yeah, it was most likely the Tenet because I think that I saw Repulsion for the first time earlier. The first part of this year, I had been wanting to watch it for years, never got around to it. Finally, got a hold of it and saw it. But anyway.
Oh, maybe you were just telling me about it. Yeah.
Or yeah,
well, if you hate the Tenet, you'll really hate Repulsion, probably, which I probably will.
That's right, because both are thinking man's movies.
Yeah, I don't do that cerebral shit, son. Fucking talking about the witch and shit. The scariest movie ever. No. It's a movie where you gotta fucking pay attention to a goat and shit. And then all of a sudden at the end, there's a fucking coven.
A vampire coven.
Oh, by the way, Roman Polanski also did, and this was considered a horror film, called Rosemary's Baby. Which
yeah.
Oh,
actually, though, you remove the whole demonic baby thing, and it is not a horror.
Right.
Is that
it's one of those weird things?
A Stephen King movie or a book?
No.
No.
No. It was
have you not seen Rosemary's Baby? It's worth a watch, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's usually on Prime or fucking Hulu.
Ew.
Yeah.
And you get to see Woody Allen's old wife.
Mia Farrow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
My number 4.
So you're number 4.
Yeah, I got the Jim Henson
Beetlejuice the series.
flick. No, the Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
Not Labyrinth, the Dark Crystal. So if you haven't seen this one, yeah, it's the one. Well, it takes place somewhere else in some other universe, and you got, I guess, this one superior being split into 2 different races, and now I think the world is going to fall apart unless they put together that crystal thing. But what made my skin crawl was the fact that they got these the main character is he's a gelfling. That's what it's kind of like a tiny elf.
Imp.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But
Imp. Okay.
The fact that he spoke perfect English and was like food for these monsters.
And almost with a Victorian kind of spin in the way how he talks.
Right. And so that I guess was the creepy factor for this
That's a weird thing to be creeped out about when the bad guys are like 8,000 foot tall vultures.
Right.
I mean,
but that seems more
and they fucking
realistic.
Like that.
They're more realistic. And you got this little gelfling.
In the gelfling.
So it's pretty much Lord of the Rings.
Like, stop talking.
And
imp.
Yeah. Stop speaking English. Damn gelflings.
Jim Henson is just fucking creepy as a fuck. All his fucking creations.
But they're actually
him
gonna.
And Winston went to the same school of, Thackery.
They're gonna do a prequel series on Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix.
Yeah. So if you watch this,
That'll be sketchy.
yeah.
Somebody should write Netflix and tell them to stop ruining everything with their shitty ass fucking series nowadays. Ugh.
Should be a prequel. Should be pretty nice.
Well, you let me know. Although
Gelfling.
I gotta wait. Yeah, what a weird name too, Gelfling. Like,
Yeah.
How silly.
Centaur.
Yeah.
What's your number 4, Moxie?
I got Lolita.
Oh. Remake or original?
Jeremy Irons one.
Ah.
Either or, but I'm thinking mostly of the Jeremy Irons one and Dominique Swain.
I still have to see that one. Is that?
Now the last time I seen it,
we don't need to explain the skin crawl factor for that one.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, the word Lolita, even if you don't know it came from the movie and the book, you know what it means. No, and that's just creepy. So yeah, we'll leave it with that. And Jeremy Irons can play creepy pretty fucking good.
Yeah. I agree. He's actually is a good actor all the way around.
Oh yeah.
Really,
oh fuck yeah.
So do we need to talk about that one anymore? Shall we move on?
No.
Everything
fact,
goes on without saying.
It's fucking weird. Yeah, that one.
Pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. Okay, so my number 3 is 1984.
Hey, that's a good one.
Oh,
okay. With John Hurt, and Susanna.
With no alien in his chest. Yeah, until you showed me that movie, I didn't know that's where the term Big Brother came from.
Yeah, that's where it comes from.
Nice.
It's actually what made my skin. Huh?
Oh, I was gonna say, would you say that was a good adaptation of the book?
It was brilliant. It was so close to the book. The only thing that I thought that was kind of iffy and weird was that all of a sudden the thought police arrive, toward the end of the film, and you're like, wait, who are the fucking thought police? Where did they come from? I mean, you get the sense of, the whole surveillance thing, but they only touched on the thought police, like the actual police force. They only touched on it just like, pretty sparsely. And I thought it should have been a little more prevalent. Like, you could not make a fucking move in this world, without, these assholes on your back.
Yeah.
But aside from that, they got everything right. The bombed out cities, the cold, the bleakness. I mean, they even bleached the film so that it had that, desaturated blue steel, gray, muddy brown, dismal, like no fucking color in there whatsoever.
Damn.
I thought that was brilliant.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
I feel like that's why Orwellian is like a term. No one does dystopia like that, and everything since I feel is almost like an exact ripoff.
Yeah, you can't. In fact, I've sort of coined the term that dystopia is no longer an option. It can't be done. It's already been done by the best, And I think the fact too that I saw it in 1984, that it was made in 83 to be released in 84, and that was the whole purpose, And so they finished it in April of 84, and that's when the story, takes place in the book. April of 84.
Right.
And so, yeah, it was really a lot of attention to other detail other than the thought police, the telescreens, the prisoners being executed in public, and,
Room 101.
Room 101, which is where I derived my company name from.
Yeah.
It's because I love that so much. Everyone knows what's in 101. Everyone knows. It's the worst thing in the world. Yeah. Brilliant.
Cool. Nice pick.
I know it wasn't the point, but he totally fucking biffed it on 1984. Like, come on, we weren't even close to that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sorry, yeah. Okay. Number 3.
All right. Number 3, I have Excalibur, 1981.
I'm about to come. Oh, I love that fucking movie. Oh,
It's the best Excalibur movie out there, for sure.
oh,
Nothing comes
genius.
close.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably the best medieval era movie
Oh, yeah.
ever made.
So, and in terms of like
Period.
fantasy movies, that's the best. Yeah, or it's up there actually. Yeah.
Like anything that took place around 1300, I feel like the Ivanhoe and all those others, kind of were just like these, big musicals sort of, presentations. But Excalibur got it right. The one thing I didn't like were the flashy chromium armor that they wore. I thought that was a little too slick.
The tightrope of heavy metal at that point, but
Yeah, like a music video, right? Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, barring that, again, it didn't ruin it for me, but it's something I noticed. I was like, okay, that's a bit much. But all the other armor and all the battle scenes and all the the advancement of the troops against the castle,
Yeah.
because what it showed is like that is a huge undertaking. War against your neighbor was, it wasn't like, okay, we'll flip a switch and we'll bomb the fuck out of 240 million people. It's like you go up there with a big ass tree trunk and you have to rig this thing first of all to swing up against the door, and you got to get 20 guys on either side of this thing swinging it back and forth to hopefully get in.
Right.
I thought that was really nice, really well done. And all like the fire catapult pieces going over the wall and all that. Yeah.
But see, there are 2 things in this movie that made my skin crawl, and it was both at the ending. So, I had to watch this movie like, I don't know, 100 times before I got, when Lancelot meets up at the end, like he comes out of nowhere and starts helping out, and then
Right. Yeah.
he's like dying, right? And then he tells Arthur, "Oh, that wound, it never healed," right?
Yeah.
So I thought the whole time he didn't like get a band-aid or anything. And then it was like, oh, metaphorically, it never healed.
Yes.
But
Yes.
just the thought that the skin wound didn't heal, that made my skin crawl. And so the second part was when Arthur and his it's technically his son, right, with his sister, the one in the gold armor,
Morgana,
right,
played by a brilliant actress.
Oh yeah, Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren.
That's crazy. Yeah. But he says that line, "Oh, let us bond, father," or something like that, and he stabs Arthur, and like a pound of flesh just falls right out. And then he's pulling that pole in like he doesn't care, and then it's like, okay,
to bring him closer, to hug him,
right.
And mortal. What did he call it? Let us embrace at last. I think the line, and so he's pulling himself toward his son to embrace him in death.
When the son said that line, did he already know that they're going to kill each other? That's what I didn't get. Let's, it's done, and let's just like slice each other's throats already. Then it was pretty graphic.
I mean, according to Morgana, she had the power of sight, right? Once she got it from Merlin. So him growing up, he had, heard this foretelling of his ultimate, what's the word? Destiny, kind of thing. So I think that, that's pretty much where that came from.
And that part where he threw the sword, it's like, oh, come on. Arthur! You need to pass it down, yo. What an ending, man. What an ending. That was a bummer of an ending when you threw that sword away. Ugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my
But it was kind of it was kind of joyous though, because you hear the the chorus
Oh, right,
sing,
and
as his body is being floated away on
was
the
that
fragment ship.
Guinevere? Was that Guinevere taking him away at the end?
Yeah,
That was her. Okay.
yes, to his final rest.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, you know what else? What other scene was so great in that was when he actually first meets Lancelot at the bridge, and you know,
Oh yeah.
they do that first battle. I don't know if you noticed this, but that whole scene was shot handheld and close up,
No shit.
and that was such a brilliant decision because again, it's like you get the sense that hand-to-hand combat was definitely close up, and it
Oh
would have been stupid to even include just one wide shot of them going at it with each other.
yeah.
It was brilliant. I thought, the whole thing is all handheld and close up and just like clunk, clang,
Right.
clang, And again, it takes a lot of work to wield a sword. It's not like swishy,
Oh yeah, and if you're on a horse too, like shit, those guys are. I mean,
well, initially, yeah, the joust, but then, once they were,
oh, one on one.
unhorsed and they were like, yeah, one on one, that's where that hand to hand thing came in. So yeah, great film. And Nigel Terry as Merlin was.
Oh, right, right.
I quote that movie all the time just from him.
Yeah.
I do. I've walked my way from the beginning of time. It is mine to say which and where. I love him.
Shit.
He's great.
Merlin, yeah. Oh, and he was in Spawn too, huh?
Yes. As a matter of fact.
Oh, and well, oh shit! I was just thinking of Return to Oz. That should have been on my list.
Ah. All right, Moxie, where'd you go?
I'm here. Apparently wasn't as taken by Excalibur as you did.
Oh,
Fell asleep during our conversation and just.
Excalibur was good too. And I had to watch that in fucking 9th grade English over 2 days. I'm like, what the fuck? It just got good.
Well, at least you got to see it. That's the important thing. What's your number 3?
Hard Candy.
Oh, nice.
What the hell is that?
Oh, you haven't seen that one?
It is basically Juno torturing a pedophile who molested her best friend, causing her best friend to commit suicide. The guy from Insidious, Patrick Wilson, is the predator that she is torturing, and she like literally fucking cuts off his nuts and fucking cuts off his shit. Yeah, and that's actually James Gunn of let's see,
just modern
Guardian
contemporary
of the Galaxy fame.
Okay. Huh.
Hard Candy, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely dope, and it's usually on Prime or something. But yeah, it's hard to watch. It's Lolita with teeth.
Shit. And David Slade directed that.
Huh?
David Slade.
Oh yeah, that's right, David Slade. Never mind. Oh, fucking 30 Days of Night.
Yeah, but he also did a Harry Potter movie, right?
No, he did a Twilight movie. The best one in the series.
Okay.
Yeah, the dude who did Gravity.
Wait a minute. There was a best of Twilight series. Was there really?
I mean, if you had to want him, the one David Slade did was the best.
Okay.
Obviously.
Because he did
30
30
I'll just
days.
ignore that whole segment right there.
That was a good Twilight movie.
I'll pretend I didn't hear it.
Wait, he did. Oh,
come on! You should see something before you trash it.
He did the second one. He did the second one. Where
I can't get over band boy vampires. I can't get past that. I'm sorry. I can't. No, I can't.
Well, it is hard. It is hard.
And the Twilight rules are kind of cheating. You know, they don't sleep. They sparkle in the sun. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Just not very good.
Number 2.
Number 2, my second Roman Polanski film, Repulsion.
Damn.
This film was made in 1966. It's black and white. Also shot in London, or well, Europe. I was going to say, but London specifically. And it's about this girl who gets left alone to her own devices because her sister, who is her roommate, leaves with her boyfriend, who is actually married. The boyfriend is married, and so the sister is cheating with him.
Mistress.
And yeah, the mistress. And those two go off to holiday somewhere in France. And so they leave the sister alone in the apartment. And the sister that left said, "Hey, be sure and pay the rent, and take care of things." And from the beginning, you get the idea that this girl is just kind of repressed and very like withdrawn and very shy and just really kind of like withdrawn. That's really the best way to put it. And so this guy who she keeps seeing on the street wants to date her, and he keeps making dates and she keeps breaking him. And this guy is relentless. He won't fucking give up on her. The girl, by the way, is played by God, what is her name now? God, I can't remember it. Catherine Deneuve, yeah. Who was a French model and actress, and brilliant, actually. Did you see The Hunger, Mox? Have either of you seen The Hunger?
No.
The David Bowie vampire movie?
Yes, then yes, I have.
Okay, she plays the older, the senior vampire in that movie.
Oh, and that's a Tony Scott movie, huh?
Yeah, great film. I thought
it was pretty hot. I'm looking up on IMDb. Oh, here we go, the eyeball shot.
Yep. Anyway, so she,
oh, fuck, dope. I'm looking at a screenshot of a hallway, dimly lit. She's a silhouette, and there's hands coming out of the wall. That is great.
Okay, the reason why the film is called Repulsion is because she is bothered by male company. Okay, and so this guy that keeps trying to hit on her is repulsing her, and just men in general are a repulsion to her.
Well, they have a word for that nowadays.
What's that?
Lesbian.
Oh, yeah. No. This was pure on no sexual contact with anyone. She was repulsed by the whole idea. And the thing is at the very end of the film, you find out why she's this way. But as she's left alone, she's kind of like going nuts, right? So she sees the hands in the wall, and she sees the plaster cracking in the walls, and this guy, who tries to date her, actually breaks down the door because he wants an answer from her, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What, I'm a good looking guy, there shouldn't be any problems, but yeah, so she's got all this internal stuff, and it kind of starts bubbling to the surface, and she goes nuts quietly in this apartment by herself. And it's great. It's a great build up, and the ending is just spectacular.
So we find out at the end why repulsion.
You find out at the end why she has gone this route.
Wow. Is it
Yeah,
judging from the screenshots, I mean, I can see why they thought he'd be good for Rosemary's Baby.
Is it symbolic? Like when they show you why it's called repulsion? Because I'm thinking in my head like Glass Menagerie or something. It's all.
You're thinking what? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Glass Menagerie, Tennessee Williams.
Oh,
like something. Like it's all symbolism, or do they literally show?
No, it's not quite like that. It's just that you kind of get the idea that she's repulsed by men, all throughout the film.
Yeah.
But it's
does
just
she have a limp? And she rebukes her gentleman caller. Mother has a collection of glass creatures.
Ew.
Menagerie.
She's repulsed by all of those.
Actually, what it is flowery wallpaper. She's really kind of put off by that whole, kitschy kind of.
She's like, ugh,
Yeah.
give me that bobblehead hula doll. The fucking Te Quiero Taco Bell shit.
Exactly.
Well, if I get a chance, I'll give it a watch because it's fucking.
It looks good.
Just the cinematography looks great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. And like I said, if you're going to poo-poo it or fall asleep through the middle of it, watch it for the ending, because the ending is what makes the film. And I love films like that. I think I talked to you guys earlier about that. Like, just something that just really grabs you and makes you go,
Actually, I've only seen 2 Polanski films. That's Chinatown and it was that other one with Jack Nicholson.
The Pianist?
The other Jack Nicholson one. He's
Two
a sailor.
Jakes?
Yeah. Sailors.
Well, that was the sequel to Chinatown.
Yeah.
The sequel.
Yeah, no, it was. I'm serious. The 2 Jakes was Jake Geddes.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was no, but the one he's talking about is not that. He's talking about fucking. God, I can't remember the name of it though.
What's his name?
I didn't know that was Polanski though.
Randy Quaid is in it, and that was like his first.
Hold on a minute. Like, Jack Nicholson and Randy Quaid.
Yeah, it's 2 sailors, and like Randy Quaid is like he's gonna be like,
super young.
I'm sorry, that wasn't a Polanski film.
That wasn't?
That was the Last Detail, is what that was called.
That's what it is. The Last Details. That is what it is.
Who directed?
If I'm not mistaken, that was a Hal Ashby film. I could be wrong about that, but
okay, hold on. Here.
It was not Roman though.
Oh, Hal
sure.
Ashby. Oh, I'm thinking of Robert Towne. Robert Towne, the writer.
Oh.
And I think,
okay.
Did he write Chinatown? Yeah, he wrote Chinatown. So that's why
he wrote Chinatown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the last.
That's all right. That's all right.
Good call.
Oh no, you're a smart guy. Don't worry about it.
I got Roman and Robert. Sound exactly the same. That's why.
Yeah, I misquoted too. I forgot that it was David Slade calling it fucking James Gunn to Slither. So.
Oh man. Okay, so we got my number 2.
Oh yeah,
so.
my number 2. Yeah.
Hal Ashby.
My number 2 goes to the 1985 sci-fi flick Enemy Mine.
Oh no!
Dennis Quaid
really?
And Louis Gossett Jr.
It made my skin crawl when the fucking Louis Gossett ate. He ate like a worm thing.
It was a slug. Like
Dennis Quaid had
he
to eat
downed
it
that
too.
thing. He fucking deep throated that thing.
Fucking thing.
But he was so hungry.
And that thing with fucking shell. That fucking gross smell too.
Yeah, that thing.
Actually, the whole look of the fucking alien.
All the creatures on that planet. Yeah, that's the skin crawling part. Like you see the turtle.
I actually love that movie though.
It's the bomb. It's basically the Crusades, the sci-fi version of the Crusades, right?
Right.
Drax and the humans, Mickey Mouse. But yeah, all the alien parts on that planet is pretty much the skin crawling parts, and those what made the movie. Like the practicality of it was really good. And yeah, Dennis Quaid was the bomb, and then he followed up with Inner Space.
Yeah, he was actually in a great film that I think was his first, if I'm not mistaken, was another
Breaking Away.
Breaking Away. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Which was a great film. Yeah, love that one.
Me too. Actually, Jackie Earl Hale was fucking great in that too. The fake Freddy Krueger.
The fake.
Right.
2010 Samuel Bayer Freddy Krueger. Who looked like an actual burn victim, so you felt a little sorry for him.
That's fucked.
And he's like 5'1".
Oh man!
Like, really trying to come at me with knife fingers?
Really? He's that short?
Oh, he's a tiny little dude.
No need to get personal there, Mox.
Bash on his height.
Gang of talent. I love his acting. I do love his acting.
Jackie.
He was to me. He was the only watchable part of that bullshit Scorsese one where it's like a fucking prison in the mind. Shutter Island.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hated that piece of shit. Ugh.
What was he in that one? I didn't get that one.
I couldn't even get through it. I actually,
Yeah,
I had to
terrible.
like turn it off. I was like, okay,
He's the
this is going nowhere.
prisoner.
Oh, okay. Oh,
The
okay.
prisoner
Right.
who yeah.
Did you see the ending, Kurt?
The
I'm
what?
sorry?
Did you see the ending of Shutter Island?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even. I
saw
didn't
it.
even make it. I was just like, yeah.
I was gonna ask you guys if a question about it. You go watch that.
No, I'm sorry. Okay.
It's stupid.
I'll just fast forward until the ending, and yeah, and then of course it will all make sense to me.
Yeah, just watch the ending and then see what you think. It's cool CG, but fucking stupid.
Yeah, I say it maybe the last 15.
No.
Stop it.
I mean, honestly, that movie was so shitty. It had to be Scorsese, or else everybody would be just cracking up the whole way through.
Yeah, he must have had like a massive, like 1.5 year brain fart, while making that film.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know
he
what
just came off The
what was going
Departed,
on.
so he was like taking a cruise. I guess like, I'll do this.
I guess.
Dean Koontz ass fucking novel.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. Yeah, just like a little break in between films. This is my film that's in between films, like real films.
I want $30 million for this movie too.
All right, Mox, number 2.
Okay, so is that me, number 2?
Yes.
I have 1 hour photo.
Oh, okay. That was creepy.
I never got to see that, actually.
I cannot stand this movie, and I cannot stand Robin Williams in this movie as fucking Uncle Si. Ooh, he's so fucking creepy. I mean, he's so good. I can't watch it.
Yeah.
Watch it.
It's kind of like it's I guess not dark, but it's more thrilling than dark.
Yeah, it's a slow burn.
It is definitely a
drama.
slow burn. Yeah.
To me, it falls in the realm of single white female and fucking bad influence and talented Mr. Ripley, those kind of films.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah.
He's so fucking lonely, ingratiates himself in his mind into the life of this picturesque family, and then when he discovers that they're not what they seem, he loses his shit.
Right. But then, I guess the ending is either, well, let's say hate it or love it, kind of deal.
Yeah, definitely a fucking firebrand.
And it's kind of subjective too.
You should definitely, you should definitely watch it, Kurt.
I will check that out for sure.
Okay, so before we get into our number ones, we want to hit up the honorable mention.
Well, I'm switching my number 1 to actually an honorable mention.
Ooh.
Oh wow!
Because I just watched my number 1 the other night, and I remember why I needed to make it my number 1 and why I didn't think of it in the first place is beyond me. But anyway, so my honorable mention 1 is Blue Velvet.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Really love that. And my second honorable mention, I was just thinking of it a second ago, and of course it Harold and Maude.
What?
Harold and Maude.
Oh, that is creepy.
Ruth Gordon and Bud Cort in that.
I'm gonna put that on my fucking list. That is the fucking, what is it called? May December romance. Ugh.
Yeah, that's pretty creepy.
She's mad old. Ugh.
Yeah, 80. She is 80, and he was supposed to be, according to the script, supposed to be 17. Of course, Bud Cort was a little bit older, but still played like that, you know.
Oh,
Still
wow.
played like he was very young, you know.
It's the same director as that Last Detail, Hal Ashby.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Ooh,
very creepy film.
I'm gonna check
And
that out now.
then my other honorable mention was Taxi Driver.
Shit.
Very creepy film, yeah.
That is
Yes.
Jodie Foster is crazy in that movie.
Yep.
Yep.
Little hoe.
I actually met her in Hawaii. Did I tell you that
Oh
story?
wow.
No.
I was shooting a press junket for the Narnia film that she was doing there,
Oh.
whichever one that was. Or
I don't know. I've never seen any of them.
no. Anyway,
She cool.
so yeah, she was pretty cool, pretty laid back, pretty chill. I went and got her coffee.
Oh nice.
But we were there interviewing her and Gerard Butler.
I remember you told me you met Gerard Butler and he complained about the light.
Yeah. Yep.
That
Fucking
guy.
He's like,
Yeah.
the lights are a little hot.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you're in Hawaii, dude. You
Oh
know?
Gerard. Come on.
Get over it.
I'm great.
Would you like some water for your face? I'll gladly throw a glass right in your direction.
Hey man, this is Sparta.
I'm a Spartan.
And kick you in your chest. Oh,
What's dragon?
Yeah, I'm Mr. Tough Guy. Absolutely, all the way.
I actually like Gerard Butler, like his acting in his movies other than 300.
and the falling house. House has fallen. No, Olympus has fallen.
What happened?
The Olympus has fallen series.
Oh fuck yeah!
This
Fuck
has
yeah.
fallen.
Yeah, he's
you gotta see that.
yeah.
I mean, if you want just an action movie, fuck, watch that.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right. So
All right.
my honorable mentions. It's kind of I want to see. I want to throw this into surreal, absurd categories. First one goes to the Tin Drum. I don't know if you ever heard of that,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Heard
that's a
of
good
it,
one.
but I don't think I've seen it.
dude. It's one of those. It's a foreign flick, and we watched the whole thing in class. And let me tell you, some parts were like, it's because like some of the sex scenes in there is pretty intense, and some are just weird.
Oh.
Because the movie is about a boy, and like he stops growing, so like it feels like he's like this like 8-year-old kid, but then like he stays the same. Like he doesn't grow, but he ages, but like he still keeps that same body, and it's just weird. Like there's a part
Yeah.
where in the beginning they show his birth, like he's coming out of his mom. It's like, oh, okay, but yeah, that's on there. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Second one
Okay.
goes to Crawl, as in
Crawl.
yeah,
Oh wow.
with the
I kinda
Cyclops.
like that one too.
Yeah.
Yep. Getting crushed by the fucking boulder door.
Oh yeah, that was the scene that got me. Yeah, for sure. And
My God says I will die right here, so I'll just go.
well, he had to help him, right?
Fuck you guys on your own. Went back to the haunted forest. Fuck this.
And my third honorable mention goes to this one was more creepy than Skin Crawly, but you guys might feel
No.
the same way. It's a Terry Gilliam movie, Tideland. I don't know if you ever seen that one.
Iceland?
Yeah, Tideland.
What's that about? It sounds familiar.
It's
But I
it's
really
the one
don't
with
like Gilliam anyways.
Jeff Bridges and Jennifer Tilly is in it. And so it's
Okay, yeah, I just haven't seen it then.
it's basically
Yeah, that
you saw that
not
one,
on my
Kurt?
radar at all.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm a huge Terry Gilliam fan too.
Yeah. So this
I
one
only
is
like fucking Las Vegas, the Hunter S. Thompson one, the first one. Not that bullshit rum diary piece of shit.
I feel like this could have been a Tim Burton movie for adults though. Like it's dark themed, and the whole movie is through the perspective of a young girl. And so when Terry Gilliam introduced this movie like on the DVD, he said his inner child is a little girl. and so it
Wow.
it gets really creepy because she's still, she's innocent, right? But and
Yeah.
it's sort of voyeuristic too. So like she
Mm.
sees these new things and like well, I don't want to give too much details away, but it's definitely like my before I watched it, my friend described it as like a it's just a mind fuck. That's really what it is. But
Oh,
it's
Terry's good at that.
yeah.
Brazil was great that way.
Mm, yeah. Yep. Those are my 3 honorable mentions. Honorable
I
mentions.
got Titus, artificial intelligence, and the piano teacher.
Mm.
I was gonna have the piano teacher, but that one was more it was more Lolita and just very sexual, very lustful,
Yeah,
but not
I don't
creepy.
like math movies, anyways.
Yeah. And did you see
Although I did like that movie, it just was a little fucking creepy and skin crawly for me.
artificial intelligence? Is that the Jude Law?
The one with the sixth sense kid.
Okay. Osmond, Haley Joel Osmond. Okay, got it.
Mm.
Yeah, AI.
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate that fucking weird Pinocchio movie.
Well, that was originally a
Okay,
Kubrick film,
so-
right? So
AI?
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, it was originally Kubrick, and then Spielberg took over after he passed.
Mm. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
All right, number ones.
My number one is a movie from 1971, Clint Eastwood's directorial debut called "Play Misty for Me."
Oh,
Oh, I haven't seen that yet, but it's been on my list.
Oh wow, that's a
The
thriller.
fucking radio DJ or whatever, disc jockey call-in show kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a regular radio program. He plays music, but he allows people to call in and request that kind of thing,
Uh-huh.
rather than like a talk radio kind of thing. It's more, you just call and ask him to play.
I
something.
do like Clint Eastwood directing.
Well, you would love this, and especially considering it was his first effort. That's
Nice.
brilliant. The suspense, the craziness involved. Jessica Harper, do you know who she is? She played a bunch of early 70s movies and then went on to like early and mid 80s to do
Is she
really
like,
horrible B films, but she was great in
An
this.
older lady now. Was she?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking.
Arrested Development.
What's that one with Jason Bateman? Yeah, Arrested Development and Archer. She voices the mom, I think.
Yeah. Yep. Jessica Harper.
Nice.
Yeah. So she plays this psychotic who calls up this DJ and is kind of like a groupie for him, and it's kind of hot for him. And she gets him to play this song called Misty by Earl Garner. And every time she calls, she wants him to play this song. So one night she goes to this bar where he hangs out after, because he mentions it on the program all the time. So she goes there to meet this guy. And then they sleep together that night, and then she won't fucking leave him alone. She's stalking him, and she keeps showing up at his house, and it just like goes completely nuts from there. And she plays like one of the most brilliantly unhinged crazy people that you've ever seen. I mean, it's over the top in the fact that it's serious, because she's seriously mental. But she's not over the top as an actress playing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, she is just to the nines crazy and plays it so beautifully.
Damn.
So
I want to check that out now.
yeah, that's my number one.
Cool. My number one goes to the 2010 Ryan Reynolds film, or starring Buried.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's pretty much like phone booth in a coffin. Though,
Yeah.
right? It's just
Right,
one
yeah.
place. And
Yeah.
when I first saw it, I was sick to my stomach at the end. Like that was just because.
Hmm.
Did you see it, Kurt? You guys know what the ending is, right?
No, I didn't, but I know of it. I've heard things about it and things, but that'll be on my list.
Yeah, because I'm a bit claustrophobic, but I mean, like, I can stay in a room with the door closed, but like, if it's like in a coffin, no, I don't think so.
Like a bathroom is fine.
Yeah,
to me.
the bathroom's
that
fine.
kind of
As long as I got to exit, I'm good. But but yeah, like in a coffin the whole time, and the movie is like, it's not it's all different shots, I guess, like in different views.
It moves.
Yes,
It
yes.
moves. It doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
And there's like, yeah, they go outside the box, but I mean, like, I guess you gotta within that context always keep in mind that he's in that coffin, and it gets really
Right.
close too. So it's just so it's really creepy and just like, oh yeah. If you're claustrophobic, yeah, you probably won't like this movie.
Did either of you? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
go ahead.
almost
Go ahead.
forgot. Mox is number one.
Oh
I
yeah,
was gonna bring up another film, but
Moxie.
Moxie's number one.
Oh well, you'll probably just laugh. My number one is a bunch of films. It is anything by David Lynch.
Of course.
Ridiculously creepy. Like I can't even do it. It's so creepy that I don't even enjoy the films. The other ones on the list, I actually enjoyed the films despite the creep factor. Well, with exception of one.
Cool, man. So yeah, well, that's every
so-
David Lynch film then, huh?
That would be it. Yes, super creepy.
Well, let me just replay that one scene from Lost Highway where Robert Blake is on the phone saying, "I'm at your house. Call me."
I need to
That
watch
is
that
what I'm
movie.
confused with U-Turn. I know he did something with a road. So yeah, he did Lost Highway. Ugh.
Yeah.
I just know that movie because of the soundtrack. That's about it.
Well, that scene is brilliant. The rest of the film, was like,
Robert
but
Blake.
that
Also,
scene
Robert
really,
Blake is fucking creepy as a motherfucker. He murdered his wife.
yeah, and that happened around that time too, that they were shooting it. So, really weird.
Okay.
Well, that is
that
movies
is our show.
that make your skin crawl.
Skin crawl.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Or
CK,
for a
thank
reason.
you very much for joining us.
Thank you to our guest, CK.
All right. Yeah. Pleasure. Absolutely. And thanks for having me. And we'll have to do it again sometime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
We will. For sure, man. Well, it's nice meeting you, Kurt. Thank you again, man.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Cool. All right.
This is a Nekko Media podcast.